Alright, this is Columbus, Ohio, coming in on I-70. About to get on 270. Christmas Eve. What a beautiful day. It's been nice and awful. The salt has actually been the worst part on most of this trip. Coming out of Pennsylvania, they were using so much salt that the roads were nice and clear, but I couldn't see out of the windshield. Just couldn't keep it all wiped off. I mean, as you can see, I still got a ton of it on the windshield now. So I have to start up the windshield wipers. You're going to have to forgive the sound. Hey, look at that truck. And that car. Yes, the roads are pretty crappy right here, right now. Going 14 miles an hour. I will eventually make it to where I'm going. The whole city traffic map looks pretty bad. I figured it looks bad but passable, so here we are. Just seeing rack after rack after rack. Not that that's out of the ordinary. 6 degrees right now. From what I've seen, they've had snowplows going non-stop since all this weather started. We just haven't been able to keep it all clear. Yeah, high winds have been blowing the snow back onto the road even after it's been plowed. And it's just so freaking cold, it's all immediately freezing back onto the road. I think they said the road temperatures dropped 40 degrees like instantly whenever all this weather hit. Maybe that was overnight or something. There was a 40-degree drop in road and ground temperatures, damn it, at some point. I was trying to do this as a live stream, just like I tried to do the last one as a live stream. The internet's just too weak because everybody's using it to try to see what's going on. They're sapping up all the bandwidth. Okay, oh, I need the right lane. Awesome. They don't really want to let me over. That's also normal. Hey, I'm not the one choosing to go 12 miles an hour. Kind of pacing that Toyota up there. There's a nice soul back there letting me over. Thank you, Nissan. Thank you. Innovation. Excitement. Thank you. Yeah, so I chose a route out of Pennsylvania yesterday. I was going to take I-80 out. My GPS wanted me to go up into New York and over. I think that was, I don't remember what interstate that was, maybe 90 or so. That was going to take me right into the worst of the weather. I was going to take 80, and then I was looking at the traffic map and realized I-80 was awful and backed up. So I went down to 76, took the turnpike out of Pennsylvania, and was able to avoid the worst of it, I guess. This morning, I got sent a video on Facebook. There was a 50-car pileup on one of those roads that I avoided. So that worked out well. I'm hoping to not be a part of one of those here now that I'm in Columbus. Now that I'm in Columbus. $17 miles an hour, 7 degrees. Haven't had any problem with traction yet today. I've just been lucky. I started on an uphill at that. I was parked on a ramp in a rest area for the night. It was all iced over. I didn't have any trouble getting started, luckily. Oh yeah, I mentioned the salt being the biggest problem. It doesn't help that my windshield washer fluid squirters are just frozen over. All I've been able to do is just, turn on the windshield wipers and just know that I'm going to have to replace them after this is all said and done. So they do absolutely nothing at first, but you leave them going for a couple of minutes and they've successfully scraped away at least a little bit of salt. So that's something. It's so cold, my poor doggo hasn't been able to go outside and play. She goes outside, runs around in the snow, and then is upset when I tell her I'm not here to play around in this crap, I just want to go back in. Does not feel good. It's not cold, it's kind of cold that just burns, Man, when I stopped and got fuel yesterday, it was like, I think it was 15 degrees, but the wind chill was just awful, and the wind was probably blowing like 45 miles an hour. So I was in full 3 layers of clothes, top to bottom. I don't even know what's going on with these lanes. I can't really see any of them. So I was in multiple layers or whatever. And my Ushanka that I wear doesn't cover my forehead all the way because it like leans back on my head a little bit for some reason. And I got blasted in the forehead one good time with the cold air. And that was enough to give me a headache because it was so cold. It didn't burn, it just gave me a headache. And then as I went to get back in the truck and I was taking my gloves off, they sit right where eye level is at the top of my steps getting into the truck, so I'd take them off, put them down, and then climb into the truck. So I did that, I took my gloves off, and I hit with a burst of air and then climbed in, and that's all it took for my knuckles to have a wind burn on them. It was that cold. It took about 2 seconds. Nice red knuckles. About 28 miles an hour now. The road only looks worse, really. I wouldn't say this is ice. It's probably very densely packed snow. That might be ice. It might be ice. What I was going to say is there's not really much of a difference. Once you get snow packed so densely packed, it's about as slick. And look into the gaps over here, little holes in the ice or whatever to see. I can't really tell. We're just going to take it nice and slow to where I'm going. North Columbus. North Columbus. Wind chill is right now. I think it was, what was it, like 6-7 degrees this morning too, maybe a little lower. It might have been 2. I don't remember. It was close enough, single digits, close to 0. The wind chill was just awful. That's been the worst part of this. Anytime I have to go outside. Look at that pickup over there. He's turned completely around. Crime scene tape on him and everything. There's a little Dodge on the shoulder up there. If you're following along at home, you can play Don't Drink and Drive in the snow. Every time you see a car on the shoulder or a wreck, take a shot. The quickest way to get wrecked yourself. Miles an hour, really trucking along now. I was looking at routes before I came into Columbus. There was a highway, I think it was Highway 310 up to Highway 106 or something like that, 160. Might have saved a little bit of time. It was just, a suggested GPS route or whatever. I figured as bad as the interstate is, it's probably as clear as roads get around in the area right now. Because they always put their effort on the interstate first. So if this is this bad, highways probably would have been awful. I mean, more awful. So what are these lanes doing right now? Look at this. What is this? It almost looks like I'm merging with this lane right next to me. Oh yeah, I can feel it's real slick right here. Truck's wanting to float off to the right a little bit. Hope I don't have to hit my brakes anytime soon. It's all the best reason to stay away from the other cars. Or, I wish they would also stay away from me. I would just be expecting too much. Well, losing my little dotted lines. Guess I'll straddle this white snow here in the middle. Maybe that's the lane. Look, we have people over there in the left lane. Do you see that nonsense? It's totally covered up over there. It could be a shoulder for all I know, but there's the sign right there that says there's 3 lanes here. An overhead sign. God, look at that. It all just fades together. Let's see if we can get some salt off. To be honest, there's probably a little bit more traction over there in the middle lane, considering getting over there, but the problem is I want to stay away from everybody as far as possible, and everybody's in that lane. Luckily, there is a car to my left that's staying behind me. I guess waiting for me to get over or giving me the chance or something. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to have better traction. I might be better off. I can at least see some semblance of pavement here, so that's my best bet, I guess. Still got a few miles before I get off anyway. Well, okay, several miles before I get off. About 10. This is not the worst the windshield has been. I could barely see a fucking thing yesterday. At some point I stopped at a truck stop and used a little windshield cleaner squeegees. They were iced over. still spread just enough moisture across the windshield to wipe off most of the salt that was in my line of sight. This is helping a little bit. As long as I can keep everything visible, that's good enough for me. There's a van over there to the right. Take a shot. There's a Malibu over there off to the right. Take another shot. Still at 20 miles an hour, 8 degrees, it's getting hot outside. I think it's supposed to get up to 12 today. Beach weather. I know the windshield wipers are barely helping, but they are helping a little bit. Just gonna have to get them replaced after all this. They'll be nice and torn up. Somebody blowing by me. Are there 4 lanes right now? I guess so. I guess we can sort of see 3, and then over there that it's completely white, I guess is another lane. There's people driving over there. The locals just know that there's a lane there, I guess. In my mind, I guess I was just assuming it was a shoulder or part of the grass. I don't know. Close to the person in front of me, and I'll slow down a little bit. There will be no stopping if anybody has to hit the brakes here. I see off in the distance up there, off the right shoulder, is a red car. Take another shot. Start for Toyotathon. Hey, looks like they worked on the road here. How about that? Online this morning, they have 200 plows that have been working non-stop on all of this. You know, I haven't seen any of those plows yet this morning. Come on, windshield. Oh, we're getting the shitty road back. Nice. Well, I got up to 40 for about a second. Back down to 30 now. Oh yeah, not only was the windshield a problem last night, with being completely covered in salt or whatever, but the side windows were also freezing over on the inside. They got down to -7 last night. The defrost can hardly keep up with any of that. -7, I think, was at the top of a mountain peak there in Pennsylvania, crossing over the Appalachians. That marked the descent into all of this weather. I mean, it was not great over there, but it's only been worse on this side. No, that's not totally true. My first day, I uploaded another video of driving through that snow. That was pretty bad. But the temperatures are way worse now, so there's a lot more frozen to the ground. Whereas a lot of that the first day was powdered. It was just powder snow. Now we have densely packed snow and ice. regular road again. Oh man, I didn't even realize the camera can't see through the windshield because it's focused on the salt.